Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got a 2015 Kia Optima. The fog lights quit working. So we bought a new multi-switch, which goes behind the steering wheel on the steering column, which really sucks because you got to pull the steering wheel off, airbag, etc. You got to be really safe and really careful. So first off, go ahead and take your battery terminals loose. That way nothing has any power ran to it. You got to be really careful. Come over here. You got to start to disassemble the steering column. You've got a few screws and a few clips behind it here. So you've got three. Are those just the clips?
Yeah. Turn it. Square hole back here.
Yeah. It's hard to see it with the camera, but you have to turn the steering wheel. Let's see if I can get my flashlight up there. There you go. See those? There's some clips right there on the back. You got to turn the steering wheel to where up here you can get to them, but there's three total.
Yeah.
There's three clips. You break it loose, pop it loose, and then you got to be really super duper careful when you start messing with these airbags, because you do run the possibility of them going off. That's why you disconnect the battery, you disconnect all power to the vehicle, but you still have to be very careful because these are very expensive, very dangerous. You do not want them blowing up in your face. So be real careful. Get all your clips. There's three clips on the back of it. Just set it to the side when you get it done. There's three plugs in a clip. So you set that to the side, and then you've got to start taking your, you've got to take the bolts off to unbolt the steering wheel itself. Then once we get it off, then we have to finish taking apart the steering column, and then we'll replace the multi-switch. So just use the impact. Use the impact to break the nuts loose on the steering wheel. Just one on the center. That's the one that holds it on these, right? Yeah, you only have one center nut, and then carefully take the steering wheel off. You don't want to damage none of your controls or anything. And set it to the side. Now we got a few screws we got to take out to get the rest of the steering column. Pop all that plastic off. And then there is your multi-switches. This car has one on each side. Some of them, like we have to do an Infinity next week, and it's the entire thing. It's both sides. It's all one big unit. So we got to go get it from Infinity next week and do it. But we'll make a video of it. But you got to be really careful on theirs because it has the spring lock. Clock spring, that you have to worry about on those vehicles. You gotta be really careful not to mess it up. Just like all newer vehicles, but the clock spring on the Infinities, you'll see in that video, is a big difference. All right, so we got a piece up here on top. You gotta pop it loose, and then carefully pop all this other plastic loose. After I think there's three screws, two in the front, one in the bottom. Take out, and just carefully pop this plastic off without breaking it. I'm trying to see if there's another. On this specific model, Kia Optima, get away from the car. You pop, there's a clip on each side. You just stick a flathead in there, pop it off, boom, boom. All right, once you pop the top off, everything's dusty. Pop the bottom off. There it is. Dang, that thing's dirty. Shoot-wee, let's clean that. So now you have the bare steering column that has your multi-switches, one on each side of this vehicle. Just unplug them, think there's a couple screws that these just snap in. All right, y'all. So we always try to go OEM. I know we can get them at AutoZone and stuff a little bit cheaper, or Advance or somewhere like that. But same as with the Infinity and stuff that we're going to be doing next week, I went OEM and ordered it straight from Kia. So Kia, Hyundai, Hyundai Kia. So this one is like I said, these cars are 2 parts. So you got one on each side. And so that middle piece is gonna have to come off to get to it. There's a couple plugs in this, in the back of it. Carefully unplug those. Remember where they go. I think they're pretty much all the size. They only go one place. So
back.
Unlock it. They have special clips on them, so just be careful. Unplugging them and pulling on wires. You always want to be safe. Yeah, I hold that piece together. There you go. So there's 1, 2, 3 clips. It looks like the girl's hair that used to own this vehicle, the one I bought it from. Should we? Damn. Anyway, it's just got a few clips, same thing. It's all plastic, so just be easy with all your stuff. And then you've got is there 2 screws on this one? One at the top and one at the bottom. We're just having issues. So this one, the fog lights quit working, and we're hoping this is going to fix it because we've literally traced everything. All the wires are good. Everything's good. We did find a wire that had been chewed on by a rat, whatever, but we fixed it. And we were, I don't know if you've seen the earlier videos that we did on this car. We did the new headlights, new fog lights, new wheels and tires. We did a bunch of work to this car. Cold air intake, it's got a new engine, etc., etc. But anyway, so when we took the front clip off, everything worked. When we put the new ones on it, the fog lights didn't work. So we put everything old back on it, they still didn't work. So we don't know what happened during that process because the battery, there was no power to the vehicle. So, but anyway, so we're going to replace the multi-switch, and fingers crossed this fixes it because there's no relays, there's no fuses for some reason on this car. So I think some models do have them, but we can't. This one don't. We've went through every single fuse, every single relay, etc., etc. We hook it up to our Autel diagnostics, and it says that the fog lamp relay is off, and we cannot communicate to change anything. So this is the only other option that we have right now. So right here on these, after you take it off, there's a clip that holds them together. Press that clip in the center, pull them apart, then replace whichever side you're replacing. Like I said, we're replacing the one that has the lights, daytime running, or they sent us one that had daytime running lights. I sent it back and got the right one. It just says on, off, auto, or parking lights, headlights, auto, and then it has a fog light. It has a fog light one right here. It's just a little ring that you turn off and on. So we're hoping that's what went bad on this car. So put your new unit in, put your 2 screws back in, and then start reassembling. Put your center ring back on. Make sure you put all your clips in, etc., etc. Make sure all your plugs go back together. We're going to record it, so I hope this helps y'all out. If y'all like our videos, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button, throw some comments, communicate with us. We're trying to build this channel up. I know we do a lot more short videos because they seem to do better with views, but we'd like to do more big videos and to get more view hours and stuff and keep everybody interested. Y'all let us know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see more of or less of. So you put the centerpiece back in. Make sure you put your plugs back in. And that piece just, it all snaps in. There's no screws or bolts that hold it in. Get the steering column, start putting it back together. Start building your steering column back. Put the bottom part in, put your top part in, snap it all together. Snap your little plate in the back, put your screws back in. I'm hoping this is what was bad on this car, because this fog light situation is annoying. We got brand new LED fog lights and they won't come on, so we put the old bulbs back in them and everything, so it's definitely something, a switch or something, so we're hoping this is it, because this is our dead end for the fog lights. If this doesn't work, then there's something else in the ECM or somewhere in the car did not like us replacing them. Snap your top, snap your sides back together. Put your little plate back on there. And then it'll be time to feed the steering wheel back on. Alright, so took an air hose, blew out the steering wheel real good. We've been cleaning as we go, trying to blow out this dust and stuff, because you don't get many chances to do this, and hopefully don't have to do this again. So we clean as much as we can while we can. Just carefully pull your plugs back through, put it back on your center nut, center steering post, then put your nut on,
Take the white plug and plug it up to the steering wheel.
Plug the white plug into the steering wheel. Put your center nut back on, and of course we've got to look at the torque specs on the steering wheel. Run on with the impact. I'm gonna look up the specs real quick. We'll be right back. So it's 65.1 to 79.6 foot-pounds of torque. We'll put it at about 75 to 78, something like that. As long as you're getting a good torque on it. You got set on 75? This should be good. What's it reading?
42.5.
That's it? It says 65 to 79, so.
It's 53, 4, 5.
Probably two more.
60.
Yeah, do one more. That should be good. It says start at 65. Dang, this thing's hard to hold. There we go. That is not easy to do. So we got it torqued down. Now you take your center section carefully.
Black wire goes to the ground.
Airbag. Plug up your blue and yellow plug. They are color coded, so one's got they're blue and yellow, but one's got a blue connector, one's got a yellow connector. And then put your you snap your locks back in once you do it. And then put your ground wire back on. It also has a clip. Install your airbag back in. Make sure everything snaps in good. And then everything's clipped together. You get your torque specs done, etc., etc. We're going to plug the battery, check your ignition, make sure everything works. Go ahead and check and make sure everything's clicking properly. We're not going to plug it up just yet. Now we're going to plug the battery back up. Put your ground on first. Tighten your cables. These things, man, they think, I don't know, we'll probably have to end up shimming this battery too. We're having to shim a lot of batteries nowadays. They're not making the clamps big enough, the posts big enough, for the clamps. The clamps are, it's happening on a lot of vehicles. So it's becoming a common issue. We've been buying like the die-hard shims and putting the shims over the post, then putting the clamps back on, because that's the only way you can get them to tighten down all the way. So start the car. Hope and pray we have fog lights. Nope. Still don't have them. All that work, and we still don't have fog lights. So we don't know where the issue's at, but that's how you do a multi-switch on a 2015 Kia Optima. A lot of the Kias are all the same, so that's how you replace the multi-switches. But our issue's not solved. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah. Just kidding. Where we were messing with it, the high beams were on. Click the fog lights. Oh yeah, they work. We were about to get really annoyed, so just kidding on that last part of what I said. We did, it did fix it, but the high beams were on, and when, just like a lot of vehicles wish they wouldn't do it, but when you click the high beams on, the fog lights turn off, so the high beams are on. Finally, it was the multi-switch, but what was crazy is they were working when we replaced the front clip. We took this front clip off, put the new headlights, the new fog lights, and all that in. The fog lights were working. We disconnected the battery, took the front clip off, replaced all that stuff, put it back together, and the fog lights quit working. So how convenient is that when we did that, the multi-switch went out? So who knows? It's always something, I tell you. But so I'll tell y'all again, appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe, like, throw us a comment. Help us try to get this channel built up. We appreciate all y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah.